All right, so another kind of easy day. I don't know if I can call it easy, but really just more practice with what we've been doing all along. So factor. First of all, what does factor mean? When you see the word factor, what two things are you thinking about? GCF and double bubble. Okay, those two things. When you see the word factor, you must go directly to GCF, double bubble. So first of all, is there a GCF here? No, so we're going to go right to double bubble. First times first has to be the first term. What times what gives you 3x squared? 3x times 1x. Very good. And then last times last has to give you the last term. What times what gives you positive 4? 1 times 4, negative 1 times negative 4, negative 2 times negative 2, positive 2 times positive 2. We got a big list here. We want to make sure that we get everything. And what I want to point out is that to get a positive 4, when we multiply, the signs must match. All right, both positive or both negative. So keep that in mind. What do we want to use here? The negative and negative. Okay, negative 1 and negative 4. How do you know if you did it correctly? Check the rainbow. Check the rainbow, ladies and gentlemen. If we multiply the outer terms here, 3x times negative 4 is negative 12x. Negative 1 times x is negative 1x. And when we add those up, we get that negative 13x we're looking for. Okay? You'll notice I've got all three terms checked. Okay? All right, here we go. This is it. Example 1, factor each completely. Factor completely. And again, I'm reminding you, always check the GCF first. Greatest common factor first. All right, we have x to the 5th minus 10x cubed plus 24x. First, is there a greatest common factor? X. There is an x. We can take an x out of every single term here. When you have a greatest common factor, it does not disappear. It simply relocates like a fishing line. We're reeling it in. Click, 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 click. And how do these terms clean up? What's x to the 5th over x? X to the 4th power, yeah. What do you have to do to those powers? Subtract. 5 minus 1 gives you 4. So then we have 10x cubed divided by x. How does that clean up? 10x squared. Very good. 24x over x? 24. Now we have a trinomial, so we're going to try to factor. We're going to try to double bubble. And first times first has to give me this first term. What times what is x to the 4th? X squared times x squared. Now that's not the only option. I could have done x to the 1st times x cubed, but I'm looking for x squareds. All right, so I want to use x squareds. And then last times last has to be positive 24. What times what is positive 24? Negative 4 times negative 6. Positive 4 times positive 6. What other numbers do we have, just for giggles? 8 times 3, 12 times 2, 24 times 1. Well, look at that progression there. Those are all the factors of 24. And just because you're, oh my goodness. X squared minus 4. How do we know we did this right? Check the rainbow. I would check the rainbow, and I just realized something, so this is kind of interesting. I didn't realize it second period, so whoops. If I check the rainbow here, x squared times negative 6 gives me negative 6x squared. And then negative 4 times x squared gives me negative 4x squared. And when I combine those, that's where that middle term comes from. So I know I did it right. But I have a little issue here with x squared minus 4. That has a special name, x squared minus 4. We got a perfect square there. 4 times 4 and x times x. Okay, or 2 times 2 and x times x. This is difference of squares, what we did yesterday. This double bubbles again. What times what is x squared? X times x. Last times last has to be negative 4. What times what is negative 4? Positive 2 and negative 2. Remember that? That is difference of squares. Very tricky. I did not notice that the first time through. Can I do the same thing with x squared minus 6? No, 6 is not one of those lovely little perfect square numbers. All right. But 4, 2 times 2, so that was a nice one. All right. That is fully factored. That was pretty remarkable. Okay. Letter B, we've got 2x to the 5th minus 2x cubed minus 30x. Is there a GCF? 2x. Everything is divisible by 2, and everything is divisible by x. So 2x. I'm going to take out a 2x from every single term and pull that out in front. What are the leftovers? Oh, what happens to the 2's?
Oh, yeah, just x.
Yeah, just x to the 4th. 2 divided by 2 is 1. And then minus x squared. Again, 2 divided by 2 is 1. X cubed divided by x is going to be x squared. Think about subtracting those powers. And then negative 30x divided by 2x is negative 15. And the x divided by x is 1. All right, and so we can, again, we have a trinomial, so I'm going to try to factor, try to double bubble. First times first has to be my first thing. What times what is x to the 4th? X squared times x squared. And then last times last has to be the last thing. What times what is negative 15? Negative 5 times positive 3, or negative 3 times positive 5. Negative 15, positive 1, and vice versa. So what do you want to try? You try negative 5 and 3? How do you know if you did it right? Check the rainbow. So I'm going to check the rainbow. X squared times negative 3 is negative 3x squared. And negative 5 times x squared, negative 5x squared. Oh, whoops. Good grief. My head is not in the game. Okay. It should be a positive 3x squared. And when we combine these, what do we get? Negative 2x squared. Did that work? No, it didn't. Does this factor further? No, not going to work. This is factored form. I couldn't double bubble, but I did factor out a 2x, and that counts as factor, okay? But it didn't happen to double bubble. All right, letter C, we've got 9x to the 5th minus 15x cubed plus 6x. What is the GCF? 3x. Very good. Take out a 3x. Divide out a 3x from every single term. What are the leftovers? 3x to the fourth. Very good. 9 divided by 3 gives us 3. And then what else do we get? Minus
5x squared.
5x squared. Good. Again, 3 minus 1 gives us the squared. 5 minus 1 gives us the power of 4. All right, and then plus 2. All right, I have a trinomial. I'm going to try to factor. Try to double bubble. First times first has to be 3x to the fourth. What times what is 3x to the fourth? Yeah, 3x squared times 1x squared. 3x squared times 1x squared. And then last times last has to be positive 2. What times what is positive 2? 2 times 1, negative 2 times negative 1. The signs have to match to give us a positive result. Those are the only options. Which one do you want to go with? Negative 2 and negative 1. Put negative 2 and negative 1. How do I know if I did it right? The rainbow. 3x squared times negative 1 is negative 3x squared. Negative 2 times x squared is negative 2x squared. And I think that does give me my negative 5x squared. So that is perfect. All right. One more, last one. 20x to the fifth plus 48x cubed minus 36x. What is the GCF? Definitely an x, right? 2. They're all divisible by 2. Something bigger? 4. Yes, we can take out a 4x. So I'm going to take out that 4x out in front. What's left over? 5x to the fourth plus 12x squared. 36 divided by 4 is 9. The x's go away. That's nice. I have a trinomial. I'm going to try to factor. First times first has to be 5x to the fourth. What times what is 5x to the fourth? 2 times 3 is 5x squared and 1x squared. There you go. 5x squared times 1x squared is 5x to the fourth. And then last times last has to be the last thing. What times what is negative 9? Negative 3 times positive 3. Or negative 9 times 1. To get a negative result, we must have different signs. One's positive, one's negative. All right, let's see. I think I want my negative 3, positive 3 on the outside. And I'm going to check my rainbow to make sure I did it right. 5x squared times 3 is 15. X is squared. Negative 3 times x squared is negative 3x squared. Positives win. All right. Any questions for me? All right.